It was so painful. Still, Michan, you saved one person of your own volition. Huh? As I looked at her surprised, Rina stuck her finger right at my forehead. You left Keiichi-kun alive. As strong as you are, Michan, it would have been no trouble for you, but you didn't kill him. You bitch. Why did you just say that? I'm gonna die now. I can't help but smile because that's just like just that total moment where I would legitimately, if I was in her position, in Keiichi's position, I would turn and say, did you really just say that? Because that just means I'm about to die. That I'm gonna die now because you're like, he's still alive though. It's like pointing to a serial killer. Why'd you leave that person alive? Oh, good point. Ends up killing him. Damn it. That's right. Shion was so cutting that nobody could stand up to her, even in our club. If she had seriously tried to kill me, Mion was cutting. I would have been dealt with on the very first night. So many people had been sacrificed, but I was always left out in the cold. When did I first realize it? Even though people were disappearing one after the other, for some reason, I had this vague belief that only I would be left alive. I would be okay with that. I don't want to die. Why didn't I kill him? As a demon, I can't even begin to guess. Stop it. Maybe Mion had some reason she didn't want to kill you. Okay, stop talking in that weird third-person bullshit. Unless, like, you legit mean the real Mion, and not talking in, quote, demon terms. Because I have a feeling that's what it's going to end up being like, oh, she's just talking as a demon. No. What is that supposed to mean? Shh. Shion put a finger to her lips to say that Rina didn't need to talk. Is Oishi waiting outside? Yeah. He's useless. Yeah. Any way out? No. They said they had the place surrounded. It seemed like they called a lot of cars over the radio. I think they have our entire property surrounded. Shion fell silent. Rina's merciless words felt cruel. But they weren't meant to be. Maybe they were trying to lessen her good friend's pain. If only by a little. Maybe they were considerate. Like she was trying to help. Please, turn yourself in. Please, Mion, be safe. If she's okay, then I have nothing to worry about. I'll be happy. Then I hope Keiichi lives, so he can have great times with Mion, and say fuck you to Shion, who's really thinking it's Mion. But if I find her dead, I'll go into full-on depression and rage. I'll hope Keiichi just grabs her and just fucking tortures the fuck out of Shion pretending to be Mion. Shion didn't open her mouth, but she smiled just a little. We'll go with you. We'll never leave a friend by herself. Crying children and Rina are the only things I can't beat. She rose, scratching her head. Her face had turned and it returned entirely to that of the usual Mion. I'm well aware of how serious my own crimes are. Even if they accept me turning myself in, I'll probably never be able to come back here. That's fine, because you probably did something fucked up to Mion, and you deserve the death penalty. And not like humane death penalty, I'm talking fucked up death penalty. You know, like botched, so you'd suffer. You know those lethal injections, or they put you in the electric chair and they don't quite get enough voltage to instantly kill you, just make you suffer for a little bit longer. Have to hit you a couple more times. Ooh, the good stuff. I couldn't say anything. The number of deaths Mion was involved in was just too large. So much so that maybe recommending that she turn herself in was, in a way, extremely cruel. So I'd like you to hear one last selfish request. Sure, what? What is it? 30 minutes is fine. Just let me have some time alone with Kei-chan. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that. 30 minutes is fine. I agree. That is plenty amount of time. It's all I need. Huh? My name suddenly came up, and it looked like I was the only one surprised by that. Keiichi-kun, is that okay with you? If you don't want to, then I won't make you. You're right. It's okay if you don't want to. After all, I'm a demon. And Kei-chan is a bona fide human who moved here from somewhere else. For us to be compatible, as long as Oyashiro-sama doesn't exist to mediate, simply isn't possible. Fuck you, you're not Mion. No, that's not what Mion would say. 100% not what she would say. That's really Shion-esque. I'm making shit up now. Because, I don't know. Mion doesn't talk in that kind of way when referring to Keiichi. She's a lot shyer, not as open, which I think is adorable in its own right. There's no reason for me to hesitate. Shion had been engulfed by heavy, unopposable tradition. Right now the duty of handling this had fallen to me and me alone. I have to take care of her. This is all right by me. Aha! Keiichi, you have one request. 30 minutes with Shion pretending to be Mion. Suck it up. I mean, as much as I hate her, I mean, if she's throwing herself at me, oh god, I'm not gonna say no, that's just rude. In fact, with me cornered, it would have been okay for her to blame me. However, Shion didn't say one word of blame. Far from it, I was guilty of the same crime, and she let me go. Amidst the fear she could not oppose, she saved me alone. I didn't know whether I should be thankful for that. Thinking upon it now, I didn't know how much easier it would be if I were to be granted the same punishment as Rika and the others. The only thing I knew for sure was that I had an equal duty to bear, the sins that Shion shouldered. So when it came to Shion's last request, there was no reason for me to hesitate. Hell yeah! No, fuck you! No, that's something... I'm only saying yes because I'm hoping beyond hope that Mion's okay. Hoping. And that... Oh god, I would be so happy. But if I find out that she's dead, oh, that 30 minutes would turn into 30 minutes of me torturing her ass. Trust me. Oichi would have to drag me away in handcuffs to get me to stop torturing her. Borderline shoot me. Yeah, okay, read that. Sure. It's fine. I got nothing else to do. I'm Keiichi. Thank you. No, not Mion. No. Mion would say something different. I'd like to thank you too, Keiichi-kun. Rena stood up. It looked like she would keep her promise with Mion and leave. It's fine, Rena. You can wait right here. I just want to go around the yard with Kei-chan. If you're bored, you can go to my room. You can read any manga you like. Ah, and if there are any volumes you like, you might as well take them. Okay, that's a little fucked up. I don't want to. Mi-chan's books belong to Mi-chan. Rena can bring them back home with her so freely. You're such a good kid, only at times like this. Shion took Rena's head and rubbed it violently like I always did. Okay, let's go, Kei-chan. I began to walk after Mion, or after Shion, who headed for the hallway when Rena silently stopped me. Don't do anything stupid. Take care of Mi-chan. Yeah, I'll take extra special care. Mi-chan really does believe she won't ever be able to come back. I didn't know much about laws, but with such With as many deaths as she'd been involved in, the chances of her escaping a heavy punishment seemed non-existent. Why me if she's under 18? Wow, that's a US law. Under 18, juvie. If she's not tried in as adult. Which, ooh, that pisses me off when people aren't tried in as an adult when they deserve to be. Video for another time. Watch out, so that you don't make her lose her temper, okay? Oh, damn it. Why do you say that part too? He's gonna say something stupid. Shion might not surrender herself to justice, so I might have to put an end to it myself. Oh, hell yeah. Let's do this. God mode. Oh, I'll put an fucking into it. If I see Mion hurt or dead, I'll put an end to it. Rena had already thought that far ahead. Right. I won't let that happen. Rena rubbed at her tears, which had fallen without me noticing them. Okay, then go after her. I nodded and followed Shion, who had disappeared out the front door. I could clearly hear Rena sobbing from the other side of the paper door. I don't care. Why was Michan made a successor to demons? Maybe it was just to happen that way. But it's just so awful. Something hot burned down my cheeks. They were my tears. I'm still not convinced. I don't know. It never said who... In the diaries, or journals, or what scrapbooks, whatever the fuck you want to call them. She said it was a high probability that Mion was the successor. It never said she was the successor. It said high probability. Which that, in game terms, in any terms, whenever someone says high probability, that always means AKA not actually the person. AKA it's the other person. Because it's always the least suspecting one. At least that's how it always seems to be. Unless they want to turn the 180, you're thinking that, but it's really this. But no. It said high probability. It could be that Shion inherited it. And that Mion's the false red herring. Or that's just the same thing. Just red herring. Not false red herring. I fiercely wiped them away. This was the last of my time I could offer to Shion, so I absolutely didn't want to let her see my tears during it. Shion was already waiting outside the front door. I put on my shoes, tapped my toes against the floor a few times, then left, and Shion timidly came over. Why is she turning all red at a time like this? Can I hold your arm? It was such a modest request. I don't mind. With my permission, her face lit up with glee, like a child being given a toy, and took my arm. Do you get kind of nervous with your arm through mine? You're not thinking, for example, that I'd suddenly put you in a world-class joint lock or something? No. I'm not getting the Mion vibes right now. Not getting them. I'm getting the Shion vibes from when last time I was holding hands with her. Or at least wrap arm in arm with her. I'm getting those kinds of vibes. It just felt a little off. It didn't feel like Mion. Thus, it was Shion because obviously we found Mion later. But I do like it's kind of coming full circle around here. Because last time, or at least under the normal circumstances at least, when we were just assuming that Mion was pretending... Oh my god. Epiphany just fucking hit me out of the blue. Okay, so last time when we first met Shion, we assumed it was Mion, acting all shy and stuff. Thus, when we were walking arm in arm, he was thinking about Mion instead of actual Shion, and kept referring to her as that. But now, we've got to the point where Shion's pretending to be Mion. It's the opposite reversed, and he's probably going to be thinking of possibly Shion at this point. Or it's just the reverse, I guess. It's hard to articulate the way I'm actually thinking about it. In my mind it makes sense, but it just seems like a complete reverse of what it was. That we were assuming Shion was really Mion. But not in, like, you know, we were assuming that, but in reality it was actually just Shion. In this one, we're assuming the opposite, that this is actually Mion, but what it's going to end up being is Shion pretending to be Mion. There, that slightly makes a bit more sense. That at first we were automatically looking for the fake, but in this situation we're automatically assuming that it's the real, instead of the possibility of it being fake. So it's the reverse of that situation. You two say the same things. I don't think that. At all. You too, huh? Does he mean Shion? Back when nothing had gone wrong yet, during those nostalgic days of the bustling commotion in Angel Mart, I counted back and was amazed. It had only been 1 week ago. I had been arm in arm. Oh my god! I fucking called it. Called it. I called it. He's gonna be thinking about Shion in this moment. It's the reverse. It is. This is Shion. 100%. Let's go. Linking arms with Mion like this really reminded me that they were twins. Fucking got her ass. Used to say the same things because Shion had said that. Like almost word for word she said that, I'm pretty sure. Didn't she? How much strength they put into it, the sensation of their arms, their warmth, and the blood flowing. I could feel that their living sensations were all exactly the same. Yep, that's Shion. Yes! Thank you, game. Thank you, game. For 100%. Now it's up to 200%. I think Shion liked you, Kei-chan. I see. If this were a regular conversation, I might have jumped back red in the face. Right now, though, no matter what I heard, my mind remained at peace. Yeah, okay, I get it. Mion and Shion, you got along well, didn't you? Well, I wonder. Kei-chan, do you think your right hand and your left hand get along? Oh god. Ooh, philosophy. Theoretically, no, they fight for dominance. One's automatically more dominant than the other. So the left, in my hand sense, my right hand is dominant. Thus, my left hand is always in... God, I'm gonna actually get into deep shit. Theoretically, the left hand is always living in an idea of being lesser than, not equal to. Same with my right eye and my left eye. My right eye I view as more powerful, more dominant. Thus, my left eye is not as important. My right leg's more important than my left leg. I pay more attention to this stuff. I pay more attention to the right side of my body than, say, my left, usually. Thus, they would not get along. If they had independent minds, the left hand would have an inferiority complex versus the right one. Huh? My right hand and my left. But if you think about it on surface level, you'd think, no, I control both of them. They get along great. But when you actually start thinking, psychologically thinking about if both of them had independent wills and minds, they'd clash constantly. At least that's how I view it. I don't think you could describe them as getting along or not. That's how our relationship is. You can't measure it by the scale of how well we get along. It didn't sound like it meant they got along really well. See, that's the difference, though, that I feel. I don't think Mion hated Shion. I think Shion hated Mion. I think that's the difference. Because Mion never talked about how bad Shion was. A couple times she said, oh, you know, she's like the bad one or whatever. I'm the good, soft, and kind one. Obviously joking. But Shion would be the only one deprecating the other to like an extreme. And just never seemed to really like her sister. Mion didn't seem to hate her at all. It just seemed more distant. But she still seemed to care about her. For example, one of your hands is dominant, so there will always be a better hand. Hey, look, I brought that up. If you only had one of them, you would put that on your dominant hand without thinking, right? I think maybe it was like that for us. Huh. That doesn't mean, though, that anyone would be okay with losing their left hand. I'd much rather lose my left hand than my right. Well, I'd rather keep both, of course. But if, say, my right hand was Mion and the left hand was Shion, I'd quickly cut off my left hand to be guaranteed Mion's safety. Without hesitation, I'd take a fucking chainsaw to it. Fuck it. It's that kind of unexplainable relationship. I think that maybe you live too close together and just stop being able to see it, but I think that means you get along really well. I'm an only child, so the day before the festival, I was really jealous of when you and Shion were messing around with each other. I think you're jealous of something that doesn't exist. Yes, we twins used to have a lot of fun playing tricks on people, but now that we have such distinctly different personalities, it just gets in the way. I'm not buying this bullshit. Were they cursed or were they self-conscious? Their relationship was hard to understand for an outsider. Maybe that wasn't an issue someone like me should intrude on. Just staying silent and nodding gently was the best way to advance the conversation. Way to be fucking beta. Shion passed through the wide yard and invited me into the big, desolate forest where we'd seen on the way in. Oh, that's not a fucking trap. Such a big forest was part of their property, so I couldn't help but feel small. It's huge. Must have had a great time playing in it as kids, huh? Shion seemed to be silently reminiscing. I couldn't look into her mind, but she was probably thinking back to those fun days when they played as sisters without any antagonism. Every time the wind blew, it caressed the treetops and the leaves, making a swishing, murmuring sound. Shion remained silent for a long time. But good God, am I good at fucking calling things. I called the dichotomy of both the situation with Shion and Mion. In this case, it's just Shion. Because, even he said it's the exact same. But he never Mion and him never really linked arms together. So technically he wouldn't know what Mion felt like. Because it's going to be different. Even if you're identical fucking twins, there's going to be slight differences. Just the way because as they said, they have different personalities, which means they would hold a hand differently. They would have a different pressure on your arm. They would react slightly different. It's just how human minds work. Then I called it with the left and right hand dominance stuff. And insecurities, blah blah blah. That kind of bullshit. I'm on a roll. Give me 3 for 3. And prove. Actually no, I already am 3 and 3 because this is Shion and not Mion. Thinking back on her younger sister, whom she had gotten rid of with her own hands. Fuck you, for even suggesting that. There was no need for me to get a word in. Just the walking like this, arm in arm, was enough. Shion suddenly stopped and turned. Shion is still alive. Mion's still alive! Let's go! Yes! Please be safe. Please be safe. Yes. Yes. I know you're still... Oh, fuck you. Oh, if you do that bullshit where she's actually dead. Oh, I'd be pissed. Obviously, Shion is alive. Really? Shion took a hard look into my eyes, then nodded quietly. Yeah. I'd been thinking to give her the most horrible death of all, so I had her locked up. Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna kill your ass. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Oh, nice and painfully, too. Describe how you were gonna give her the most horrible death. Please enlighten me. I never did think of a good way to do it, though. Shion sounded as though she hated... Oh, good God. Shion sounded as though she hated Mion, but also deep down she didn't completely detest her. Oh shit, that actually makes sense right there, what I just did. When I reverse the names, it makes so much more sense. Because Mion... Whenever she talks about Shion, it doesn't sound like she hates her. It just sounds like she's her sister. But whenever Shion talks about Mion, it always has this edge to it, like she hates her. Oh, there we go. That works out when I switch the names. So I took my other hand and rustled Shion's hair with it. Shion didn't only save me. She saved Mion too. I hope. Shion may have become a demon and led many people to their deaths, but she fought against it and was able to save 2 people. Please, please be okay, Mion. Please. I want her to live more than anything else. More than anything else, I want her to live. As I petted Shion, she narrowed her eyes in an entranced smile, and untangled her arm from mine. Then Shion quietly said, "Come with me." Okay. Fun time. I want you to see all of my Oh no. No. That's a warning. That's a red flag. That's a stop now. Stop now. Although, Kei-chan, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen. Oh, fuck you. I swear to God, if she's dead. Rage. Pure unbridled rage. I could sense it. There I would probably find all the sacrifices up until now. Looking at them would mean accepting Rika and Satoko's deaths, as well as accepting that my best friend had done it. It's already happened, and it's in the past. You can choose not to look, Kei-chan. If you don't want to, then wait here. I'll personally end everything. Oh, good God, that's fucked up. I was taken aback by how ominous that sounded. No shit. That's dark as hell. I remembered what Rena had told me. Don't fucking trigger her. Don't set her off. She's like a landmine. But instead of a regular landmine, it has twice the range and you're surrounded by about 30 of them in a perfect circle. Shion might not surrender herself to justice, but instead choose to put an end to things herself. Oh, I'll put an end to her myself. I don't need her to do it. I can do it myself. Especially if she's hurt Mion. Oh, I will have no issue. I couldn't leave her on her own. Besides, I agreed to her last request, didn't I? Even if it was hard for me to accept, I'll still do it. Even if I avoided looking, it was something that already happened. It doesn't matter what I see. Yes? Mion Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have. That won't change. It never will. The treetops softly swayed in the wind. You and Rena both. Why do you only get really cool at a time like this? See, the real Mion would blush a little. Just because she likes Keiichi and all that. I don't think Shion ever really did enjoy Keiichi. I think it was all fake. A lie. Normally I'd say something rude back at her, evading the question, but today I didn't. I just answered with a smile. See, I'd also be really vague and say, oh, you know, I love Mion, she's the only woman in my heart, you know, all that shit. And not even address her as you. Don't you mean me? No, I mean Mion. Haha. That'll set her off. No, that's like legitimately like jumping on top of a landmine. What was that? At last, I just answered with a smile. Okay. At last, Shion started walking into the thick forest, into the deepest part. See if you're... Good God, you're fucked, Keiichi. You're dead. You're gonna die. After following a thin path that looked like an animal trail for a while, we finally came across a steep incline with a tunnel that reminded me of a coal mine or bomb shelter. We were surrounded by shallow hills. It had been created in a spot not visible from the outside. It's probably a bomb shelter, honestly. There were many silhouettes of crows in the trees here and there. The abnormal odor I had been smelling for a while was doubtlessly escaping from inside this place. Oh god. Oh god. Thank god it doesn't come with a smell-o-vision. If you want to turn back, now's your chance. I don't know what kind of person Mion Sonozaki is to you. But if you go inside, that Mion will probably... She won't change. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Mion Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have. And is definitely my #1 choice out of all the women in this game. This series. This franchise. Fuck it. I'm throwing the franchise at him. You can't introduce someone better than her. I clenched my fists. Inside there was probably a sight beyond anything I could imagine. If I let my guard down, I might end up vomiting. Even so, I'll endure it. I'll overcome this pain and this suffering. It will never change. That Mion is my greatest friend. I am nothing more than a demon, so I don't understand human feelings anymore. I have a feeling, though, that I know why Mion fell in love with you. That's Shion. Let's go! Yes, I was right. God, it's gonna make me sad if she's dead. It'll make me really sad if Mion's dead. Don't say that like it's not related to you. God damn it. Don't say that. No. You're Mion. You're not a demon. You're a human with human blood and you're my friend. Shion made a gesture like she was wiping tears from her eyes, then placed a hand on the big door on the tunnel entrance. Oh fuck. The lock on it was dauntingly strong looking.